Hello, today we are going to be working on problem number 8, which is going to be about Venn diagrams and sets. So today we are going to fill in the Venn diagram with the appropriate numbers based on the following information. In set A, it contains 26, set B contains 32, set C contains 23, sets A and B contain 10, sets B and C contain 12, sets A and C contain 8, sets A and B and C contain 3, and the universal set contains 65. Now, before we start on our problem, I'm just going to give some simple definitions and terms. This is the symbol for an intersection. It is where the sets intersect one another or have something in common. This U shape is known as the universal set. It is the set of all sets and contains all the elements. Okay, now to start for our problem, we first needed to label each circle with A, B, and C. And to start at the very beginning, we want to look first at this one, which the sets of A and B and C contain 3, which means it would go in the very middle of the circle. Now that we can cross that out, we can start looking at the intersections. Okay, to now start our problem, we can look at sets A and B and C, since it will be in the middle of the circles. It will be 3. And now we can look at the intersections of B and C, A and C, and A and B. And so, since we already know that 3 is in the middle, we can bring A and B, that's 10, subtract 3, which equals 7, which means the intersection of A and B is 7. And with A and C as 8, we can subtract 3, which is 5. And the intersection of A and C is 5. And lastly, B and the intersection of C is 12. Minus 3 is 9. So 9 will go right here. Now for this portion of our problem, we are going to add up these numbers and subtract them by the set A, set B, and set C. So for set A, we're going to add up 7, 3, and 5, which is 15, which is 26 minus 15 equals 11. Which goes here. And then we are going to add 7, 3, and 9, which equals 19. And 32 minus 19 is 13. And lastly, we're going to add 5, 3, and 9, which is 17. So 23 minus 17 equals 6. And lastly, if you add up all the numbers, you get 54. But we still have the universal set of 65, which means we have to subtract 65 by 54, which equals 11. And since all of our circles are filled up, that would mean 11 is part of the universal set, and it goes inside the box. Now if you add up all of these numbers, you will get the right answer. So to end, we will fill it in with 11, 7, 3, 5, 9, 6, 13, and 11.